You're a great general overseer. But can you agree that something is wrong with your altar? And that this night, fire must fall on it. And that you know if fire falls on it, your city is small. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Yeah. You hear things from Rev Uma Ukpai. Things like, if minister does not pray 6 to 8 hours, he's not serious about his destiny. Ha. He said, if every minister prays 6 to 8 hours, Nigeria will not be like this. So. Some are running ministry 3 months, 4 months, no prayer life. It's by the mercy of God that you have not even been attacked. I'm telling you. There are systems of covering that are keeping people from attacks. I am telling you sincerely. Even witches are shocked they've not touched some people. Today, God is blessing us with prayer power. I was in 300-400 level when one of God's servants, a great man of God, came to minister. And great impartations. I was sitting on this side of the hall. White, black, red tie. Second row in the choir. And as I was watching this man minister, he started by asking everybody, do we have buses to pack the bodies of people that will be under the power? I said, buses. What's this man saying? Buses to carry people's bodies. And so he called the president out. Just the JCC, this was a whole campus, Christian fellowship meeting. And that one said, we have buses. I said, how many buses do you have? And he went on for about 10 minutes talking about buses. I was worried, what is about to happen in this program? I was already concerned for him. What if the thing does not happen? Like, he took his time. He called up the RCF president, stand up, what happened on Sunday? I asked you the same question. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. Did you have enough buses? No, sir. No, sir. I was in OU last week, Friday, and I asked him the same question. He was truly concerned. You could tell. I don't want to finish this meeting and we don't have enough buses. I said, people will die today. This was the man God used to, unlock that desire for impartations. To cut long story short, he finished. People were still standing. And then they took a worship song. Jesus. They packed out my friends and family members. Everywhere was full of bodies. I saw power like I've never seen in my life. That's in impartations. And when the meeting finished, of course, I went to him and I said, sir, I want this. I'm hungry for God. He said, what's your name? I said, Oyor. Oyor? Which Oyor is that? I was wondering what is about the name. Lawrence Oyor, pray for me. Are you the son of Dr. J. Oyor? Yes, it's my father. He said, it's my father now. If I want to see daddy, can I see him tomorrow? I said, yes, just come to the house or knock the door, he will come down and see you. Pray for me. Which one is daddy? You will think it will dawn on me that the man I want to meet wants to meet the one I have in the house. It happened 2 more times. I don't want to take time. In fact, there's one that you know very well. God used him to bring us into these stretching things. 2011 December. I will never forget the experience. 40 hours of praying in the Spirit. That was just the beginning. And went for evangelism and all of that. Some people might know who I'm talking about. At the end of the entire experience, we went to greet him, saw our seeds, and he said, "Oh, yours, right?" I said, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When you get home, tell daddy one of his boys is saying hello." I said, No now. Because daddy was so humble. He's the one who boils the water for me to bath on Sunday morning. If the people knew that their GO is the one that is fetching water for us to bath, he was that simple. Very humble. So you can't really blame most of the children. First and foremost, as the fact that we are seeing him every time will make us familiar, right? Yeah. Anyone can get familiar with anyone. That's why Gehazi will lie to a prophet. You would think you have enough sense, right, to know that this guy is a seer. He's telling him, your servant went nowhere. I was tonguing just behind. I was interceding. So the burden made me to step out. Went not my spirit with you. And So we got familiar with those dimensions. And now when I began, I'm going somewhere, all right? Because I want your heart to desire. Things are going to start happening after today. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? I will show you how, and we're going to provoke that river. Certain things you never believed. The man called Zachariah TF, a Cameroonian man who taught, I think he was a chemistry professor, who was very methodic and, systemic with his teachings. He breaks it down like a scientist. And he broke down the number of years Jesus spent preparing for public ministry, from when we met him at age 12 to when he started ministering at age 30. Divided it into 24 hours of the day. And by the time he was done with this calculation, he said, for every 1 hour you minister, you must have prayed for 7 hours. And I tell you sincerely, several of our fathers are doing that. Rev Uma Ukpai, I think his one is 9 or 11 hours. For every ministration, they will spend that amount of time praying. I can assure you that 98% of the body of Christ pastors don't do that. 99.999999. Don't do that. If we did that, then every sermon will make an indelible mark on your soul, right? Yeah. You'll be remembering sermons from 7 years ago, point by point. Is somebody getting what I'm saying? Yeah. Because of much incense, volume of prayers. So God used him to establish me on the matter of volume. And so now I knew that volume was important. I remember shouting, even to launch the book. He said he prayed 6 hours every day for about 3 months. He said this book is a product. That's how they wrote the preface. This book is a product of 6 hours daily for 3 months. He does experiments. He's the one I learned experimenting from. So he printed 100 tracts and prayed like 1 hour. Shared tracts, and they got 100 souls. And they printed like 10 tracts, and they will pray 100 hours, and they will still get 100 souls from the 10 tracts. 100 complete, all saying they read the tract. And they can print 1 tract and pray. I don't know if I get what I'm saying. Yeah, it does experiments. Yeah. I showed them during Bachelor's retreat his chart on fasting. He has a chart on fasting to show you what manner of animal you are depending on how much you fast. Yeah. So he said when many people might not know some of the fasts I put you guys on that time was because I saw that I was a domestic cat. I just had felt something was wrong with being a cat. He said there's lion, there's jaguar, there's tiger. Lion is 40 days, have you? Tiger is what? 21 days. 28 days. 21 days. Jaguar. Cheetah. Then 14 days, how many? No, leopard. 7 days is wild cat. So I had issues with the fact that I was a cat. Then that is not where he ended. He said, no, wild cat for 7 days. And he now said, for 3 days marathon fast. You were a domestic. All I was hearing was, meow, meow. I said, I'm shouting fire everywhere. And they are hearing, meow, meow. I said, never. So God used me, call it law, call it whatever you want to call it. That's what helped my life. I said, lie.